Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about scholarships, what are all the factors that will decide whether you get a scholarship or not, what are the types of scholarships offered by universities to international students. So I've divided this video into two parts. So first part is about types of scholarships and everything about scholarships, and second part is about what are all the factors in your profile that will decide whether you get a scholarship or not, and what are the factors you should work on if you are in the application process or in the final year of your undergraduation. So let's get started. Coming to the first part of the video, there are three types of scholarships. Graduate Incentive Award is first one. So this is a scholarship given by the university itself. Since university have a limited funding to international students, these scholarships are very rare, and these scholarships are only given to the students who are either excellent at their academics or they have very good projects in their undergraduation or in their work experience. So getting the scholarship is really tough compared to the other types of scholarships. So if you are aiming for this type of scholarship where you are funded 50% or you need a 70% or 80% funded program, then try maintaining a very high CG, and you should be even good at every aspect of the profile which you're submitting to the university, like GRE scores, IELTS, your work experience, your SOP, LOS, everything should be a top notch. So coming to the second type of scholarship, these are assistantships. So there are three types of assistantship: research assistantship, teaching assistantship, and graduate assistantship. So research assistantship is where a professor is willing to take a student as a research partner, where he'll be carrying out research, experimenting, and probably analysis and stuff related to that. So a research assistantship actually pays a lot more than teaching assistantship because it involves a higher level of involvement with the professor. So teaching assistantship is where you will be helping out professor in the academic matters, where you will be helping out him in grading students' assignments, or you'll be helping out him to prepare a question paper for the next assignment or next quiz. So something related to that. You'll be even have to organize classes or doubt sessions to the undergraduate students if you're a teaching assistant. So this is all about teaching assistantship. Coming to the graduate assistantship, this graduate assistantship has the highest stipend compared to research and teaching assistantships. Graduate assistantship is more like of research assistantship, but it has an additional work of administration related works. Like if there is an international conference happening at the university which is related to your department, probably you have to organize the event or something like that. So out of three, graduate assistantship pays you more, but almost every university waives off the semester fee if you are an assistant, if you are in research, if you have an assistantship, irrespective of research, teaching, or graduate. So for example, in Clemson, the semester fee is $13,000, but if I get a research assistantship, the semester fee turns out to be only $2,000, so $11,000 is waived off. It's not the case in every university, but almost every university does that, so you have to check with the respective university you are joining. Coming to the third type of scholarship, these are the scholarships offered by the country, the government of your country, or a private organization. You can just go into Google and type scholarships offered by government to study abroad. So there will be a list where many people will be competing. There are different exams, like probably you have to give an aptitude exam, or you have to write an essay saying that the scholarships will really help you, what is your motive to study in abroad. So these are the type of scholarships, but even these are very highly competitive because everyone who's going for abroad would like to give a shot, so everyone applies for that. Again, you should be very clear with your goals, and you should have excellent academic records to get these scholarships. So this is about scholarships. Coming to the factors that will influence whether you will that will decide whether you will get a scholarship or not, are the first one, the very important one, I can't stress more than this, is GPA. I've heard people saying that even if you have low GPA, it is possible for you to get admitted into top universities. I'm saying no. I'm not saying no to that, but CGPA is more important than what people think, because people even say that CGPA can be compensated by getting a good GRE score. If you get a 330 above score, it will compensate your GPA, which is below average, like 6.5. No, I won't agree to that, because see, if you think in this way, like you get a CG of 9 by working very hard for 4 years completely, by taking 35 subjects every semester, 5 subjects, 5 into almost 8, taking 35 to 40 subjects, and you can just compensate that by preparing for 3 to 4 months for GRE and getting 330 score. No, right? GRE is all about math and English. If you're good at basic math, and if you are able to pick up all the vocabulary, and if you're able to read between the sentences, and if you're able to understand the context in the passage, then you can score 330. But that doesn't mean that you are very good at the subjects. So no, if anyone says that, say no to them, disagree with them. CGPA cannot be compensated with GRE score or IELTS score. Okay, CGPA can only be compensated with your projects or work experience. I'll tell you the reason behind it. If you imagine, there is a subject called strength of materials, solid mechanics. Strength of materials or solid mechanics, both are same. And you got, unfortunately, you got a low grade in that because of some issue. Your health was not good, probably some issue. What you can do is, you can do a project related to that subject, and you can justify in your SOP that since I got a very low grade in that subject due to my health issues, I've done a project where strength of material subjects was involved, and I was learning the subject all over again while doing this project. So that seems fair because you are doing the subject. But in the case of GRE, you are not even touching the subject. You are just doing basic math and English, and you are saying GRE will compensate my GRE. No, right? So the first important factor is GPA. Try maintaining at least above 8. At least above 8. If your GPA is not above 8, probably you can't even apply to top 20 universities. Of course, if you have WorkX or research projects which will compensate that, yeah, yes you can, and you can even get admitted hopefully. Coming to the second part, I would say work experience or research experience, because getting getting involved in different projects or getting involved in a workspace in an organization where you'll be involved in projects or you'll be leading a team, again, that's if you want to work on a project, you need to have a good knowledge in the subject. So the second most important factor that will decide whether you'll get a scholarships or not is project / research work / work experience. So also, I'll give you another tip. If you're doing a project under a professor, try publishing it in any journal, or try attending any international conference, try presenting it. Because you don't just tell them that I've done this project in my undergraduation, so I have very good knowledge. You have to show them a proof. You have to show them proof of validity, like publishing a paper. You can show them the paper and tell them that if you go through this paper, you'll get everything what I did as this project. So that's all. Second most important factor is WorkX and research experience. The third most important factors are GRE, SOP and LORs. I mean, I'll not say getting a low GRE will decide that you'll not get a scholarship, I'll not say that, but having a decent GRE score will tell that you are good at the basic maths and you're proficient in English. And SOP and LRs, we already know about that. And coming to the fourth factor, your extracurricular activities, your community service. Imagine if you're a team player in any sport, and you can say that I've led my team in many situations, or you can describe any situation where you have helped your team in that way or in a particular way. So that will show your leadership skills and your interpersonal skills. That's the least one. So in my opinion, I've weighted down all these factors, like how much each factor impacts your admit and scholarships. So according to me, GPA matters for almost 50 to 60%. I mean, I'll not give less than 50% to GPA. GPA weights 50 to 60% in the application, and then coming to research and WorkX, that will weight around 25 to 30%. And then GRE scores and LORs, SOPs, all that stuff will be 10 to 15%. And then your extracurricular activities will be 5%. So that's it. I mean, if you are looking for scholarships, if you are aiming for good scholarships, the first thing I'll say is maintain a good GPA. Even if you are in your last final year of your undergrad, even if it's a semester left, it's not even too late. Get a good GPA in this semester. Probably it will boost up your point either by 0.1 or 0.2. Even that matters. So that's it. I guess now you know everything about scholarships, types of scholarships, and how to get one. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, or if you know any other types of scholarships other than that which I've said, please feel free to mention down in the comment. I'll respond. And if you have any video requests, please feel free to comment down again. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.